Hi, everyone, if anyone's actually watching this. Um, our plans have changed a little because we had guests scheduled, and due to medical issues for one of them and the other needing to take care of the one with medical issues, we're kind of on our own again. Um, so the positive part of that is if anyone wants to, ask us questions in the chat or even get on the stream here, it's wide open. Um, so until that happens, though, I guess I will just kind of reintroduce the project a little bit. I, I still kind of struggle with whether I should call it a project, a movement, whatever. It's an attempt to get something done. But basically, for a long time, I've seen that there are a lot of problems in the world that I don't feel are being adequately addressed. I know that there are people working hard every day to try to fix them, but I don't feel like the systems we have in place right now are capable of handling that. I think if you really want to get where I'm coming from, and if you really want to be able to have the same feeling that I do, that this is what we need to do, all you really have to do is think about the major problems you see in the world, in your life, in your family and friends' lives, and think about why they're there, and why we haven't solved them yet. It's my belief, at least, that none of the institutions that we have presently, governments, charities, religions, anything that people have, used to try to come together, none of them are universal enough to cover what everyone needs, and to have the backing to really push through what we need to do. And in too many cases, they are not actually working toward the goals that we want, or that most of us would want. And I want this to be a way that we can come together to figure out what the problems that we need to address are, find the root causes of those problems, decide the kind of world that we want to live in. Because if we don't decide, it's being decided for us, and I don't think we're going to particularly like where it goes. And what we have to do by coming together is find our way from those fundamental issues that we see, the rights that we feel that we need to have, the responsibility that we need to take, and expand from there, on how we get to the world that we want to see. And I don't think that this is something that's been possible throughout human history, because there just hasn't been a way for people to communicate fast enough and well enough. Even today, we have language barriers, we have, different time zones, so people aren't all available to talk to each other at the same time. We have plenty of obstacles, but we do have the internet. We have, various ways of communicating, and we can actually come together now to make a project like this feasible. And I could be wrong about a lot of things, and I want to get feedback from people, from people who disagree with me on just about everything, but who still see the need to do something like this. And I think that if we actually start talking and working on a framework to make this happen, that we can actually do it. Um, it just coming from one person or a very small group of people like this is right now, I get that it sounds unrealistic and like it would be very difficult to pull off. But um, if you recognize that there is a need for something like this, and even if you can't participate the way we are right now, if you can just have conversations with people in your own lives about what are the problems that you see, what do you think are the causes of those problems, really try to drill down to the root causes. And this may take some time and effort, but you know I think with enough people talking and thinking about it, that we'll come to a lot of agreement faster than we might think. Um, so I don't want to keep rambling forever without break. So do you have anything you want to add right now or ask? Or if there's anyone who wants to ask questions in the chat, go for it.
No, I don't have anything particular that I would add specifically or ask, but I do know that you had some things that you were working on for presentation. That did you want to go into that, or did you want me to follow along, or did you want me to follow along with questions or statements? Because I could do that at this point, actually.
Um, I mean, I think that it's probably always a good idea to give a little bit of an idea of what I think are foundational principles that we need to seriously consider following if we're going to make this successful. Um, I think these things could be expanded, adjusted a bit, but for the most part, they're what I believe that we need to.
You have a question from chat.
Ah, is there a place to learn more about this? Right now, honestly, talking on the stream here is the best place to learn more, because I can answer any question, and um, really a lot of it of what happens is going to be based on what the people who participate want. And so I'm not here to be a dictator, or to decide what the world has to be, or how we have to get there exactly. I think that there's some decent guidelines that we should try to follow, and or seriously consider, that I'll get into in a minute. But otherwise, for right now, OurVoice.social is the website. There's not a lot of content there right now, but we're working on it. And if you want to help with that, then you're welcome. And please just get in touch with us. So I mean, I'll come back to questions in a couple minutes if anyone has more. But oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I will inform you if more appear, so don't worry.
All right, thanks. So basically, what I have tried to lay out as potential pillars or project principles, or whatever you want to call them, things that I think will help us through this. Those would be right now: universality, solidarity, nonviolence, transparency, and sincerity. I'll go through each of those real quick. I won't take a lot of time with this, but universality. Um, Basically, I think that one of our largest problems right now is how divided we are. Um, Even people who agree on a lot of things, because of the few wedge issues that we strongly disagree on, uh, and have a hard time even talking about. I think we overlook all of the things that we could actually get done together without issues. And I think that using this process, we can actually find a way through some of these problems that seem almost insurmountable right now. Um, but it's something that we need to work through together. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, I just, once we start excluding people, I think that that is our the best chance we have of failing is by dividing and excluding people. So moving on to solidarity slash unity. Um, Basically, once we do have a set of things that we believe that we need to do to build the world that we want to see, um, we need to stand together in support of those ideas. Um, I think that's pretty simple. Nonviolence. Um, I think that while some people have managed to make real change through wars, most of the real positive change in our history has come through nonviolent movements. Um, I also think that it's just unnecessary to go in that direction because we already have the power to make the change we want to see. We just have to get together and exercise that power. Transparency is another extremely important thing, I think. Um, that's why I'm trying to have conversations publicly, trying to talk to, hopefully everyone that I managed to bring in here and who they managed to bring in, um, so that everyone can see what is happening and why. And there's no question about what our real motives or direction are. Um, and sincerity. Um, People do unfortunately join things sometimes because they want to work against them from the inside, or um, you know things like that. But I I hope that people will realize that this is for them, and that whatever their beliefs are, whatever they think we need to get done, the best way that we can get through this is by talking through those issues, finding what the core problems are, which I think are often shared by people who don't realize they're shared.
Mm.
Um, and you know, we can disagree a lot about things, but as long as we are doing this sincerely and honestly listening to and talking to people, I think we'll get to where we need to be. I hope that all made some sense.
Okay, so how did you come to put together this set of core principles, and why do you think that they interact well together?
Hmm. So I've thought for a long time about what I could actually do to help in the world, and you know there are a lot of ways that I could help a few people, um, and I really appreciate and admire the people who are uh, helping anyone in the world, who are actually trying to make the world better right now. Um, I What I did not see was a way to actually um, eliminate the problems that they're fighting against. And so ultimately, this idea was, you know, the only way that I could see to get through. And from there, I just tried to think about, what do we need to make this work, and what could make it fail. And these are a basic list of the things that I think are necessary. I'm happy to talk with anyone about what about any of the specific things, why they might or might not be the right way to go, or what we might want to add. I certainly don't know everything and haven't thought about everything.
Of
That's
course.
why I'm here trying to talk to all of you.
So how would if someone wanted to say come on your live stream and chat about these topics, how would they get a hold of like the Our Voice social community?
Right now, the easiest way, if we're not streaming already, is to go to OurVoice.social, and there is a contact form you can fill out. Um, I check that email regularly, so um, yeah, I'm sorry this seems a little, you know, random and all over the place. It's not quite the stream we had planned to have today. Um, and since we don't have a guest to ask a lot of questions and talk through these things with, I don't know how long we will continue here, but if anyone has something to talk about, please, you know, chime in.
I, I suspect that is probably a no.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, it's hard. I understand that for people who see my messages, trying to get them to come and watch this, it probably doesn't sound that interesting. Even listening to me right now, it might not sound that interesting. I'm not a great public speaker. I'm not great at communicating, or you know keeping a script in my head. I just have to try to have a conversation with people, and I hope that the more I do this, the better I'll get at it. But for now, it's obviously a little rough,
Of
and
course.
you know, I I hope that some people who see this will want to come on and talk about some of these issues. What I had planned to talk to the guests about was basically the problems that they see in the world, in their lives, in their family and friends' lives, and try to drill down to what some of the actual underlying issues are with those, and also talk a bit about the world that they want to see in the future. Um, I think that those are, the start point and the end point. Really understanding what those um, are necessary to get to where we want to be. So if you don't want to come on the stream and or otherwise participate in a forum or social media, other methods of communication we might have. If you just talk to people in your own lives about those kinds of things for now, I think that that's a great start.
Chad would like to know what topics you would are going to be talking about next time, but I think maybe you kind of hit that one already.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what the guests want to talk about. Um, I'm here to answer questions more than anything right now. And so if I don't have questions, I'm a little bit, lost for what to say. Um, so yeah, this has not been a very long stream, but I mean, I'm glad I at least got to answer a couple of questions. Um, I don't know. Anything else that you or Chad would like us to cover real quick?
No, I have nothing specific from what you presented, so.
Okay. Well, we are attempting to reschedule the guests that we had planned for today. And I'm happy to come on here any day, any time that I have available. So if anyone wants to talk, um, or if you just want to send me a message, whatever, um, I'm here and I'm listening. So I guess for now we will wrap this up and we will try it again as soon as we can reschedule some guests. Okay. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm not usually the host of the stream. You know, not that I'm on a stream very much at all, anyway. But I guess I'll just say thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from some of you soon. Have a good afternoon.